podcast. I'm Michael Graham, your host, and I have with me a whole array of wonderful people that I want to introduce to you. So, first of all, I want to welcome Whitney Hyde from Holland, America. Hi, Whitney.
Hi, Michael. Thanks so much for having me on today.
Absolutely. We've got Bill Cabin. Bill, glad to see you.
Hey, how is everyone?
And then from MGA Travel, got Kristen
Hey guys, how are you?
and Troy Montanary.
Hello, hello.
So, welcome to all our panelists, and also
Goodbye.
welcome to our guests on live. If you guys have questions during this podcast, just drop them in the chat, and we'll try to monitor that and answer them on the podcast for you. On the other hand, if you're watching or listening on YouTube or however you get your podcast, drop it in the comments, or you can email us at office@mgatravel.com, or you can call 843-279-0310. All right. So today's Bon Voyage, we're going to talk about what's a combination cruise. It's a twofer, really, because it's our SOS Reunion Cruise 2, and it's a History Channel cruise, but it's the same cruise. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, Whitney, will you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came into the travel business in Holland, America?
Yes, definitely. Well, hello, everyone. Like Michael said, I'm Whitney Hyde, account manager over at Holland America. I have been at Holland for 2.5 years now, but I did join the travel industry 10 years ago. I just knew from a young age I wanted to travel, be in the travel industry, because what's more fun than talking about beautiful, amazing destinations? And I mean, usually travel's a happy, uplifting thing. So I love to be a part of that. Positivity and exploration of the world. So 10 years in, I'm very, very excited to keep that going and to work for an amazing cruise line like Holland America.
Very nice, very nice. And Kristen Trevey, you've hosted an SOS cruise before with us. Tell us a little bit about what your perception is of that, the whole type of cruise. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a really fun group of people. Just very active. They're always doing different things on the ship. Dancing for hours sometimes. I don't know if I could keep up with some of them. And just really nice group of people. Very down to earth.
And Troy, you've hosted many of them with me. What do you think? What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, there is nobody I love traveling more with than the shag groups. I mean, they are such a great time. I don't care whether it's going on excursions or happy hours around the ship or some of the dances that we have going on. Great group of people to be associated with and to have a lot of fun with. That's for sure.
Okay, and in just a minute, we're going to talk about Holland America kind of in general, and Whitney's going to walk us through that. But first, Bill, you're the only actual shagger here, and you've been on tons of cruises. Tell us a little bit about, what you like about the SOS at sea cruises or the SOS reunion cruises.
Well, I guess one of the best things is the people that go. We all enjoy the music. The shag is more or less a lifestyle, not just a dance. And the different people we go with make all the difference in the world. I mean, we've been across the pond a few times, and I've always had a great time. And we appreciate MGA Travel and you and Kristen and Troy and very much. We appreciate you.
Well, thanks. And the last thing I want to say to people watching or listening is this is an SOS cruise, meaning it just means that we're bringing some of our own DJs on board. We're going to have some dances for our group that are a lot of fun. I'm not a shagger. I've tried. Everybody will tell you I can't do it. But I still have a lot of fun being there because it's a fun group, just like Bill says. So we're going to talk about this cruise as the SOS and the history cruise because it's a great itinerary. It's a great cruise. And if you want to join us and you're not part of that community, that's okay because you're going to be so are several other many hundreds of people that are on the cruise that aren't even part of our group. So you can wear a name tag. You'll be treated like every other member and you can go to every event. And I encourage you to do that, but you don't have to. You can do your own thing. So with that, Whitney, will you please just tell us a little bit about Holland America?
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. So Holland America, we have celebrated 152 years this year. So we started my background here is Rotterdam. So Rotterdam, the Netherlands is where we started in 1873. And in part with the name Holland America, we started with those transatlantic cruising from Rotterdam over to New York. And from there, we've traveled the world. So anywhere there's an ocean, we're sailing. So our main kind of big products that we do is Alaska. And I do want to kind of go into our Alaska season. So I know your SOS cruise is going to be Canada, New England.
All right. Whitney's going to tell us all about the SOS history cruise.
Yes. So let's dive into Canada, New England. Amazing, amazing destination, especially in the fall, which I know you guys take off in October. So here are the top few reasons why you'll want to cruise with us to Canada and New England. We've got that history, which we'll dive into that History Channel partnership that we have, those immersive shore excursions, the metropolitan cities, and of course, our onboard amazing service, destination dining. Really diving in to the destination you are to see the food that you would have on board. So lobster, right? Clam chowder, a lot of things that you would have normally in this region will be on board in the main dining room or specialty dining. So earlier this year, we announced our new History Channel partnership. So with that, that means that we've curated these amazing itineraries, specifically delving more into the history side of destinations. So Canada, New England, right? We're going to have a lot of, probably in Boston, some specific History Channel shore excursions as well. So it's curated itineraries in partnership and shore excursions. So different ports of call will have specific call outs to the History Channel where you'll again dive deeper. There'll be maybe some ghost tours I know I saw, although I'm not sure if that one's the History Channel specific one. But of course, Boston, there'll be the Freedom Trail and some historic different itineraries and tours in part of Boston. Lighthouses, I think you guys will stop at the oldest lighthouse in Maine and some other deeper dive in the World War II history because I know on the East Coast, there was a lot of history there with different ships and different ports being used. And actually, kind of pivoting back to Holland America, we also participated in World War II with our ships moving troops around. So again, with that 152-year history, we have been part of a lot of history ourselves. So with that, I did mention those lighthouses. So in Nova Scotia, excuse me, you've got those picture postcard villages. Your clients can visit the oldest lighthouse in Maine and Prince Edward Island, as well as the only one that's shared between the United States and Canada. This Canada New England itinerary, I'm in San Diego. So for me, the lighthouses are a big draw because I do not see any over here on the West Coast, at least Southern California. So
They are
for me,
beautiful. And each one's so different from the other.
each one, just these ones right here, right? It's just so breathtaking and beautiful. I love it. Of course, you guys are right here. This sailing October 17th, the 14-day. Now I wanted to pull it up, and here we are. So you can see a little bit more of this itinerary, right? So October 17th, you guys are on the Zuiderdam, Quebec City to Miami. Very exciting. Now you'll see out of 14 days, I think, and we'll look here, but I believe there's only 3, maybe 4 sea days. So it's 10 ports of call that you guys will be stopping at. We have, and I'm going to butcher all of these names. So I'll maybe just highlight one in Quebec. And then another Quebec. And I want to call out too, a lot of time in port, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it's a good day to get those excursions done, to really kind of get the food that all you can eat food that you're gonna want. Lobster. And I did want to also point out in Canada, New England, most of these ports, when they're coming in early in the morning, 7 a.m., we open up the bow. So if you want to have this great view of these quaint, historic, small towns that you're going to be pulling into, and some bigger towns, you can get on the bow early in the morning, maybe bring your cup of coffee and enjoy kind of gliding in very quietly in the early morning in October. Maybe there'll be a light mist around. So it'll be very fun there. Cruising the Gulf of St. Lawrence. So there's one sea day here. Prince Edward Island, Sydney, Nova Scotia. Here you can click this and you'll see a lot of different excursion opportunities here. So then we have, again, Prince Edward Island. We keep going, Nova Scotia, Halifax. Now this is an overnight. So that is really, really nice, rare, right? And Halifax is really known for their mariner history here. So a really great town, again, national capital. It's defined as the maritime geography. So very nice. Then, of course, St. John, Boston, which is always a great city to be in. I love Boston.
Yep.
A day at sea here, Norfolk, Virginia, and then 2 sea days as you get into Miami on Halloween. What a beautiful itinerary. You guys are going to have a lot to do, and I know specifically with the group, you guys will have some time during the sea days on board already as a private kind of group get together. So that'll be really great there. And I just want to go back to this so we can talk about the Zuiderdam, which is the ship that you guys will be on.
Absolutely.
I did also, I think you guys know, right? 250th anniversary of the US next year, which is amazing. But let's talk about some featured shore excursions, Best of Halifax, relive history at Fortress of Louisbourg. So a lot of those, again, historic shore excursions, the different forts and the different battlefields and that we battled at, right? Oh, sorry, Zuiderdam is the ship that you guys will be on. So fun fact with Holland America, we do reuse our ships, but all of them tie back to that Holland heritage that we have. So Zuiderdam is part of our Vista class, which is 4 ships make up that class, and they're all points of the Dutch compass. So Zuiderdam is south in Dutch, so you guys are on the south ship. But yeah, then we have Westerdam, Noordam, and Oosterdam. So the other 3 points of the compass. So 1,900 guests here, 936 feet in length, and then 105 in width. You'll see down here, we do have a pickleball court because we are the official members of the PPA. So every ship has at least 1 court. We also will have a basketball court as well. We do tournaments on board. Our sports director will also do classes in serving and in, I think, backhand, and they do a lot of fun pickleball stuff, and also, again, playing basketball as well. We have 2 pools on board, one that kids could partake in, and then 1 adult only, and then 8 hot tubs around the ship. Many dining options, and then, of course, we have a couple music venues as well. So Billboard on board, pianos at night. We also have the Rolling Stone Rock Room, and at the Ocean Bar, we have our 3rd Avenue West bar trio. So a lot of music on board for evening entertainment, as well as on the world stage. We will have a few shows in the evening.
And Holland America is really known for music, right? I mean, music on board is a big deal.
It is. We have our music walk. So on our Pinnacle and Signature class ships, it's on deck 2, and you can just walk from music venue to music venue. And then on our slightly smaller ships, we do have 1 or 2 options as well. So this will be deck 2. You can have the Billboard on board, which is right near the casino, walk a little farther, and then you're in the Rolling Stone lounge. So a lot of music, and they'll all be going at the same time, so you can pick and choose, walk from one to another, and then, of course, theater stage shows as well on the main stage. So a lot of entertainment after your long day in port, and then back on the ship for some evening dinner and entertainment. There'll always be something fun to do on board. So then after all that, you need some rest. So here are the staterooms on board. We have our Neptune suite, our ocean view, and a veranda.
I'll
So
take
if
the
you're-
Neptune suite. Neptune suite,
Yeah.
for me, please.
Same here. So they're beautiful rooms and beautiful beds. Mariners, it's a dream bed. So you will drift off to sleep for sure. And we do have these larger signature suites as well. Neptune's going to be our largest, but then signature as well with a Murphy bed that include a host of ranges of amenities, including fresh flowers to personal concierge service. So you have a lot of great amenities with these staterooms. And then the dining on board. So we've got complimentary dining, the main dining, the Lido buffet. And then we even have a dive-in burgers and hot dogs. That's all complimentary. And then there are 2 specialty dining restaurants on board as well, Pinnacle Grill and Canaletto. And then some special coffee streets, bars, and lounges all across the ship. I'll say Crow's Nest. That's going to be my tip for you guys. That's my favorite. It has the Explorer's Coffee Bar and Lounge up there, but it's just breathtaking views up forward at the top of the ship. It's a great place to hang out, play checkers or chess or board game, and just have a great view. Actually, another tip for me is our library. Now, I love it. It's one of my favorites. They've all been refurbished on all ships, and it's got great genre collections from poetry to mystery to historical to fiction, nonfiction. There's a genre for everybody. And you can just go and select a book and take it for the week to read, or the 2 weeks you guys will have. You'll see you guys can get through a lot of books, actually. And then you just go return them. So it's really fun. And our library is a really hit spot on board our ship. So I encourage you to go check it out. Even if you're not going to check out a book, it's still fun to go peruse. Again, we're talking about that destination dining, right? So Canada, New England, you're going to expect a lot of the lobster, crab, fish. It's really unique flavors. We announced a couple of years ago now our global fresh fish program. So Iron Chef Morimoto is our fresh fish ambassador. Every ship will have a pop-up restaurant at least one night of his. And you'll just get a variety of fish. We partner with over 60 ports of call worldwide to serve over 80 varieties of fresh fish, port to plate in under 48 hours. So we're definitely doubling down always on our destination dining. So when you are in these ports of call, that you're getting, what the locals would get, what is native to that region. So whether it's from Prince Edward Island mussels to fresh caught Maine lobster, you'll have definitely a variety of options for the destination that you're sailing. A few more activities that you guys will be able to experience on the Zuiderdam. Again, that music, we talked about the billboard on board, 3rd Avenue West, some performances and lectures. So we do also host educational lectures during the day on the main stage. So again, whether it's history, photography, food, culture, we're always learning a little bit about where we're sailing. So it's all geared to where you are. And we have experts come on to talk about the region. So you go home learning a little bit more about where you have sailed. And then, of course, we also have, remember up in that crow's nest I mentioned, there's an art studio. So actually last time I was on board, I love crafting, but I'm not very good at it, but it's fun. So I love to go up there, and we did a paint class. So there's paint, there's pickleball, flower arranging, modern brush lettering, origami, which I'm definitely not good at. But we do a lot of different classes throughout the week. So definitely check out what's happening up there, because you've got a lot of options. Tai Chi on the deck as well. And of course, we have a spa. So if anyone needs a massage, we do have our spot available for you all. Those hot stone loungers is always a hit with the great sea views out your window. And then, of course, a fitness station as well right there at the spa. Now, I know Michael's got all of his marketing out there for the promotions that are available for your guys' cruise. So if you haven't booked yet, now really is the time, because our Have It All early booking bonus, the one on the right-hand side, will expire very soon, because we're about almost a year out, right, from the sailing. So that's not quite early anymore. So that'll go away, and you'll only have the left option, which is Have It All. Still a great option, but the right-hand side gives you more value at the exact same cost. It's $60 per person per day for either one. So it's definitely more beneficial to book early when you're getting extra amenities and that extra value for the same price. You get up to 3-night specialty dining, depends on sail length. So I believe you guys get 2, and then a shore excursion credit, upgraded drink package, upgraded Wi-Fi, and gratuities when you book early. So again, that'll expire in the next month, 2 months. So you have 2 months to book to get the right-hand side offer. Otherwise, it'll be the left, which doesn't include gratuities, and it's a slightly smaller packages for the drinking and Wi-Fi. So definitely just wanted to call that out there. But is there any other questions I can help answer for your guys' upcoming SOS cruise?
I don't think so. If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the chat. We're watching that. And again, to our folks watching on YouTube or podcast, you can reach out to us, and we will, if we don't know the answer, we will reach Whitney and get the answer for you. And I do have a little bit more information on the Have It All SOS package, we call it, and I will talk more about that in a minute.
And I did just see, I confirmed it is 2 nights. So you get 2 nights specialty dining and $200 shore excursion credit.
I like those pickleball lessons. So maybe if I take a couple lessons, Troy will play with me and we will dominate pickleball on this cruise.
Domination.
And we will take on anybody from SOS or in our group.
Got my own paddle, baby.
I got my own paddle too, but I just don't know how to use it very well. How about you, Bill? You play pickleball at all?
I don't get around well enough to do that. Wanda does not want me trying to get out there and play pickleball.
I understand. I understand. And how about you, Kristen?
I've played with my Soaks teacher to warm up a few times. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. My son keeps trying to get me to play with him, and he's pretty good at it.
I believe if I was your age, I'd try it. I'd get out there all the time. But I am not anywhere close to your age.
Especially on a ship that's moving around, right?
Yeah.
That adds an extra element. That's a good point. That's a good point. So, Bill, share with us like one of your favorite memories from one of our SOS at Sea cruises.
Wow, it's hard to pick one, but I think one that really stands out is when we went to Senor Frogs in San Juan. That was a lot of fun, but somewhere or another, the communication between you and the manager at Senor Frogs got crossed up. But that was a great time.
So your best memory is when I screwed up, is that right?
I wouldn't say that. You didn't do it. They did.
Yeah, no one.
But another one would be the European. And we went to Rome and had 2 or 3 extra days in Rome before we sailed. That was awesome.
That was. And this is the first time that we've done the East Coast, or especially New England, and we've talked about it for over the years. And I think Holland America is a great line. I mean, you got under 2,000 guests on here. Music is big. We got the what's the name of the lounge that we have our private events, Whitney?
Rolling Stone Lounge.
The Rolling Stone Lounge. So that's the place to be. And our DJs, we've got Billy Fanning, we've got Furman Dominic, and we've got Genuine Gene, right? And yes. All of those are great DJs, and they've all hosted, they've all been our DJs in the past, among others, but they're reunion DJs too. Who's your favorite DJ, Troy?
Those guys always do a great job in that. I was thinking more of my favorite memory was down in New Orleans and watching one of the Mardi Gras parades in there, the last big hurrah before COVID shut the world down. I mean, I'll never forget that experience. But
yeah, I forgot about that one. That was great.
That was a good time.
3 days on Bourbon Street.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
February 2020, we were on a cruise. We went to a super spreader event. We went to Mardi Gras, and nobody got sick. Nobody got sick. It was great.
Never even heard about COVID until we got back home.
No, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. And we never missed a cruise either, which was pretty nice.
That's right. We stayed
even with COVID, we didn't have to cancel or move any SOS cruises. It was amazing.
That's impressive.
Had shots for that one with Royal Caribbean. Before we went on that one, we had to have shots.
That's right.
COVID shots.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did have to have our COVID shots and everything.
Yep.
That's so good. We just stayed on for another week.
And Kristen Trevey, tell me your favorite memory from SOS cruises.
I've only been on one so far, but I would probably say watching everyone dance. You know,
Nice.
it was pretty, there's some pretty good dancers in the group, so that was fun to watch.
Yeah, there
Maybe
are.
Brenda's class.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always
Brenda
fun
will be
too.
back. She'll be doing a line
Is
dancing
she?
class.
Okay, great.
Yep. So all 3 of our days that we have the dance and the cocktail parties, and we'll kick it off with Brenda giving line dance lessons. So, Troy, you're even good at the line dancing. I've seen you out there.
Yeah, as long as we have a little calmer seas than we had last time. I remember that ship rocking and rolling at one of our dances.
Yeah, it adds a whole
Oh,
extra step to the line dance. This is called the Bon Voyage podcast. And so one way we can get to this trip is by going to our Bon Voyage list. And that is a list of trips that we have a special offer or they're hosted, but there's something special about them. And the easiest way to do that is to go to www.tripswithme.com and you hit enter, and it brings up this list. And then on this podcast, we will invite our partners who operate these trips to come on and talk about it, just like Whitney is today. Oh, there it is, the History Channel SOS, our Reunion 2 cruise. So it's a long name, but it just reflects the fact that this is not only a SOS reunion cruise, but we're also inviting people that have nothing to do with SOS to come join us, enjoy the fall colors, this great itinerary and a beautiful ship, and the History Channel aspect of it that Whitney just told us about. So on any of these that you're interested in, you pick Step Inside the Journey, and you will come to that exact page. Now on this one, you click here you can see everything. A second click, and I'll make that just a little bit larger on my screen. And all of these pictures, or you can, if you want to see the itinerary, you just click on that. What's included is a pre-night. So included in our pricing before you even get on the cruise, we're going to fly into Quebec City, and we are staying at the iconic Frontenac Chateau Fairmont, which is a very nice hotel. And it's going to be a real treat to kick it off. And if you've ever stayed there, it's not an inexpensive hotel. And so having that included really adds to the value. And the same that can be said, when we talk about our DJs on board, that's all included in the package. All of the private events and that private space is included in the package for everyone, along with the cruise and all the inclusions that Whitney was just telling you about. We are limited to 100 guests, and we already have about 55 signed up right now. And as of today, which today is August 7th, 2025, and we are not taking any more signups after September 30th, 2025. So you have to be signed up by then if you want to go. Now, what Whitney was just talking about, the package that you need to get before September 30th, is if you add up those dollars per day, it comes out to an $840 per person add-on for this package. And you get the elite beverage package. You get 2 free specialty dining certificates, a shore excursion credit, $200 per person, and your tips are included, and premium Wi-Fi for 1 device for passengers 1 and 2. All right. And then here's our podcast. We'll change that. And then it has the full itinerary in here. You can click on every day and see not only where we're stopping and what we're doing, but also what private events we may have going on. As Bill can tell you, or Troy or Kristen, we do all kinds of private events. We have a great time just as a whole group, and that's SOSers and non-SOSers. We have them every year that come because it's just a fun group to hang out with. You've got your pricing right here, your deposit that's due, and then there's a second interim deposit in February. And we even have some really good solo pricing. Remember, this is a 14-night cruise with 1 pre-night included at the Frontenac. And so it's got all the types of information about the different cabins that you can book based on availability. And I hope you can join us because this is going to be a great cruise. But there's a few things I want to tell you because we're having a special for this podcast only. So you have to book in August. Tell us that you watch this podcast or listen to it. And what we're going to do is that package that costs $840 per person, that's going to be included. Okay. That's included in and if you book in August, you don't have to pay for it. It's included. On top of that, we're going to take $300 per person off the prices that you see there. So that's a value of $1,140 per person. I would book in August if you want to go. That is a great offer. In addition, if you're more SOS facing, you can go to sosatsea.com. And there you can see the History Channel SOS Reunion 2 cruise right here, and you could click on that. It's another way to get to it. But if you scroll down, if you're really interested in finding out more about what is SOS at sea, what is the shag, what is SOS, there's all kinds of videos and pictures. This is the one we were talking about from Mardi Gras. We've
Yeah.
got one from 10 years of doing this. We've got one from every cruise. They're a lot of fun to watch. Plenty of testimonials. These ladies right here pictured, we also sponsor at the OD Lounge, which is one of the SOS bars. We historically always sponsored the pros contest, and these are the very best of the best dancers. Well, this particular time, you don't get to dance with your normal partner. Generally in this contest, you get assigned a partner that you don't normally dance with to make it a little bit more difficult. Well, they were short two guys, so these two girls danced together. And what makes that so difficult, and Bill, you can correct me anytime I say something wrong about this dance, is the woman's totally opposite of the male dance. So
Yeah.
one of them had to do the male version of it, and that's totally opposite. It blows my mind to even think about it. But
Yeah, because they got to be really good to do that.
yeah, and these videos have hundreds of thousands of views. I mean, they're great. You should check them out. All right, let's get back to the screen here. Okay, so Bill, is there anything you want to share about this trip or what you're looking forward to? I know you're already signed up, you and Wanda.
Oh yeah, but I have been to New England and Canada before, and I was glad to have the opportunity to do it again, especially starting in Quebec City, because that's a beautiful place.
That's true. That's true. And we're talking about fall colors and it's in the fall, but only God knows when the leaves are going to change colors. So we don't make that promise, but it is a hope and an expectation that we would catch the fall. Mid-October, we got a good shot. We got a good shot. No matter what, there's a lot of history and beauty. And 2026 being the 250th, let's see, is it called a sesquicentennial, something like that? 250 years of United States of America. There's going to be a lot of celebrations, especially where we're going. This is the birthplace of the USA. So that's great timing for 2026 cruise.
Yeah, when we went before, it was right after Superstorm Sandy.
Oh,
So we didn't see much of the devastation. It was kind of not where they took us. But of course, it's in October. Everything was just as green as it could be. But like you say, you can't control the weather.
no, you can't control the weather. And I've learned hosting all these kind of trips around the world, 100 countries now. I don't take credit for good weather, but don't blame me for the bad weather either. Troy, anything you want to add?
No, I mean, I know for me personally, I tend to try to seek out cruises that go to a few ports I've never been to before, and this itinerary is unique. With the different embarkation, disembarkation port. I'm excited to go to a few new places on it and hang out with some old friends and make some new friends. Always a great time, and come join us. You won't regret it. That's for sure.
And one more thing I'll do is right here, I'm going to put a QR code so you can just use your camera and however you get your QR codes, and it will take you straight to the trip. Has the itinerary starting in Quebec City, ending in Miami. So it's pretty unique, and you might need a wide range of clothing and attire. Cover all those different weather types. And how about you, Kristen? You want to wrap us up?
I don't think I have a whole lot to add. I think y'all pretty much covered it. But yeah, I look forward to seeing this group again.
All right, cool. Whitney?
Well, I'm excited to see the videos that come out of this cruise because I think you guys are all gonna have such a fun time. I'm getting jealous talking about it, but yeah, I think you're gonna have a great time. You've got your DJs in the room all set up, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. And think about me while you guys are cruising to really fun ports, all eating your lobster.
Well, yeah, guys, I hope you can join us for this Canada and New England cruise. It's going to be epic. It's the 10th year of SOS at sea. This is reunion cruise too. And for the folks that are non-shaggers, come on, you're going to have a great time. You don't have to dance or participate if you don't want to, but you can. You'll have a name tag. Nobody will know you're not a dancer. They know I'm not a dancer because they've seen me try, but they won't know that about you. You can watch and be invited to the private parties. Um, and I'll stay tuned after the end credits. We're going to talk about Alaska a little bit, and Holland America's got a great program for Alaska, so stay tuned for that. So first of all, thank you to all of our listeners for joining us today, and all those watching the podcast or listening. And I want to thank Bill Cavan for joining us today, and also Kristen and Troy, and Whitney Hyde very much for taking your time today and talking about Holland America, which is our host cruise line. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So here are the top reasons to sail with Holland America to Alaska. We have a glacier guarantee, right? So most likely the reason you want to go to Alaska is for glaciers or wildlife and wilderness. And so we bring more of that to all guests sailing with us to Alaska. We have these tours in Denali because we do offer a land portion as well. You can do cruise only, or you can combine cruise and land in our land and sea cruise tours. We have an amazing We Love Alaska onboard experience. So for those sea days, we're bringing the Alaska land experience on board as well, with fresh local seafood and, of course, that luxury rail experience. So then I wanted to talk a little bit more about the glaciers, right? So it's not just about being on the ship and seeing them, but also getting to experience them from a flight scene, taking a helicopter and landing on a glacier, walking around, hiking, kayaking, dog sledding, a lot of amazing experiences.
Wow.
I know, right? I know a lot of people who've done the flight scene. I have not, but it is highly recommended to do the flight scene experience. So then that wilderness and wildlife. We all know that in Africa, there's the safaris, you're looking for the big five. Well, in Denali, they have the same big five sort of wildlife you're looking out for safari. So that's the wolf, the Dall sheep, the moose, caribou, and bear. So when you're in Denali, the Denali National Park, that's what you're looking for. The Dall sheep is actually why the Denali National Park was created. So amazing experiences. We have 4 different national parks that you can experience in Alaska, one of them being the largest national park in the US. So I don't know if anyone is a national passport park holder, but they do have, oh, Michael, you are perfect.
I am
Well,
too.
oh, great, Bill. So when you're with us, especially in Glacier Bay, the park rangers do come on board the ship and they will stamp, or I think it's sticker, right? That passport, and they take over the ship intercom. So they're helping point out wildlife, your open bow. So you're really up close to the glaciers in Glacier Bay National Park and really having a full, well-rounded experience on the sea and then in the land when you're in Denali National Park as well. So to talk a little bit more on the Alaska experience, we have, again, cruise only out of Seattle, out of Vancouver, and then Whittier to Vancouver or Vancouver to Whittier. And then we have those cruise tours as well. We have many cruise tours. Not all of them are listed here, but these are the D tours, which is Denali and the ship. So you can see you can either start in Fairbanks or Anchorage and end in Vancouver, start in Vancouver and end in Anchorage or Fairbanks. This includes a stay at our privately owned 60-acre Holland America Denali Lodge right on the outskirts of the Denali National Park. Breathtaking views. The Nanami River is right behind the lodge, so breathtaking views. Whitewater rafters are coming by. It's a really great time. And then we're also the only ones that go to the Yukon. So that Canadian territory up above, well, right next to Alaska, above the Inside Passage of Alaska, Dawson City, right? Kind of known in the Klondike Gold Rush of the late 1800s, where 30,000 prospectors descended on to Dawson City to strike it rich with gold. So we're there, and we actually have gold panning excursion. It's a historic History Channel curated itinerary is also there in Dawson City because of that great history. So a lot of fun with our Alaska experiences on land. I was actually lucky enough to do the Y5L cruise tour last year, and it's an amazing experience. I can't recommend it enough. Just to be able to get so far up, especially in the summer where it stays light up there almost all day, and you really get this remote feeling, especially in the Yukon. There's not much else. Again, we're the only cruise line that goes to the Yukon territory. There's just an amazing, breathtaking views. Some call it even the Patagonia of North America. So great time had. And then, of course, just for those cruise only options, again, on the left-hand side, you can see those round trip out of Seattle. We have 2 ships there all summer. And then Vancouver, where we have some 4 ships there that do some round trip, and then some open jaw, Vancouver to Whittier, Whittier down to Vancouver. So a lot of great options, even have some 14-day. So if you want to get over to Anchorage and Kodiak, but still make it round trip, we have those out of Vancouver and Seattle for 2026. And I will say our 2027 Alaska opened this week. So if 26, you've already got your Canada, New England SOS cruise on the docket, maybe in 2027, you can look at one of these Alaska voyages or land itineraries. So that was my Alaska information.
And let me just interject. That's a great point, because although we are talking about a particular cruise that we're going on, and we're going to talk about our group, and we want you to, our agents book all kinds of, individual travel for people. So you can contact Troy or Kristen or one of our other agents anytime. Let's say you want to go on, Holland America, Great Alaska Explorer. You just contact one of them. Again, office@mgatravel.com, or drop in the comments, and we'll hook you up.